an organization that seeks to end American hegemony and the domination of the dollar over the world. The alliance aspires to face the Big Seven and their platforms in the global market. It is a controversial and influential political bloc on the world economic scene. And BRICS. 5 letters is the sum of the first letters of the countries of the bloc. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and finally South Africa joined the group in 2010. Its first summit was held in 2009 and its members were only 4 countries, Brazil, Russia, China and India, under the name BRIC. South Africa joined the organization in 2010 and became BRICS. Developing and emerging countries with promising and large economies now home to almost half of the world's population, and the GDP of the 5 countries combined is equal to that of the United States of America alone. Sees itself as a bloc defending the interests of developing countries and a force for world peace. As it stands, its countries now account for 26% of the global economy, 41% of the world's population and 26% of the land area on Earth. Different cultures and countries may have hidden and non-hidden conflicts, but they have one thing in common with contempt for a world order they see as serving the interests of America and the West and marginalizing Asia and Africa. To translate this into objectives, it aims to become a global economic power capable of competing with the Group of 7. They are America, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the United Kingdom. They own about 60% of the world's wealth. Like any global bloc of several countries, the members of the bloc agree to fight unemployment and poverty and promote economic and social integration among themselves. It also works with the international community to maintain the stability of the multilateral trading systems and coordination and cooperation among the countries of the group. In the field of energy conservation to combat climate change and other things, there is little to achieve despite the magnitude of the meanings and objectives. BRICS has established the new development bank in Shanghai, China with a capital of $50 billion and seeks to reach $100 billion. The group also established a fund called the Cash Reserve Fund, which includes emergency cash reserves of $100 billion. But in late August 2023, the group held its 15th summit in South Africa, and the summit came out with resolutions that sparked global controversy, most notably calling on Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iran and Argentina to join the bloc.
President Ramaphosa, colleagues, friends from the press, I am pleased to join you here. At the outset, I wish to thank President Ramaphosa and the South African government for the thoughtful arrangements they made for the BRICS summit this year. BRICS countries are all countries with important influence and shoulder important responsibilities for world peace and development. During the summit, we had in-depth exchanges on the current international situation and BRICS cooperation, reached broad consensus, adopted the declaration, and achieved fruitful outcomes. Leaders of the 5 countries unanimously agreed to invite Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Iran, and Ethiopia to the BRICS family as official members. China congratulates these countries and highly appreciates the efforts made by our chair, South Africa, and President Ramaphosa. This membership expansion is historic. It shows the determination of BRICS countries For unity and cooperation with the broader developing countries, it meets the expectation of the international community and the common interests of emerging market countries and developing countries. The expansion is also a new starting point for BRICS cooperation. It will bring new vigor to the BRICS cooperation mechanism, further strengthen the force for world peace and development. I am confident as long as we work with a common purpose, there's a lot that BRICS cooperation can achieve, and the future will be bright for BRICS countries. Let us work together to write a new chapter of emerging market countries and developing countries working together in unity for development. Thank you.
الفخامة رؤساء دول تجمع البريكس والدول فخامة الرئيس سيريل رامافوزا رئيس جمهورية جنوب أفريقيا ورئيس تجمع البريكس، أصحاب الفخامة رؤساء دول تجمع البريكس والدول الصديقة، السيدات والسادة، إنه لمن دواعي سروري أن أشارك اليوم في هذا الاجتماع الذي يعقد في إطار صيغة بريكس بلس تحت عنوان البريكس وأفريقيا، شراكة من أجل النمو المتسارع والتنمية المستدامة والعمل متعدد الأطراف الشامل. واسمحوا لي في مستهل حديثي أن أتوجه بخالص التقدير إلى فخامة رئيس جمهورية جنوب أفريقيا على استضافة جوهانسبرغ لهذا الاجتماع المهم في هذا الظرف الاستثنائي الذي يمر به العالم، والذي يشهد تعقيدات غير مسبوقة تنعكس آثارها بشكل كبير على الدول النامية واقتصادياتها. السيدات والسادة، أود الترحيب بالخطوة التي أقرها تجمع البريكس اليوم باتجاه توسيع عضويته، والتي أثق في أنها ستساهم في جعل التجمع أكثر فاعلية وأكثر قدرة على التعبير عن رؤاه على الصعيد الدولي. ولقد حرصت مصر خلال السنوات الماضية على توثيق علاقاتها مع تجمع البريكس من خلال المشاركة في الجلسات المختلفة التي عقدت في إطار صيغة بريكس بلس، كما انضمت إلى بنك التنمية الجديد في عام 2021، ونتطلع لأن تكون مصر عضوا فاعلا ومؤثرا داخل التجمع من أجل الإسهام في جهوده الرامية إلى إيجاد حلول عملية قابلة للتنفيذ لمواجهة التحديات التي تعاني منها دولنا، والتي تتطلب تكثيف التعامل المشترك في إطار التعاون الجنوب جنوب. وفي الختام أود تأكيد تطلع مصر إلى تعزيز التعاون ومواصلة العمل المشترك مع دول البريكس في مختلف المجالات على المستويين الثنائي ومتعدد الأطراف، وترحيبها بكافة المبادرات والمشروعات التي تهدف إلى تحقيق المصالح المشتركة وبناء شراكة مستدامة. وشكرا لحضراتكم.
The group selected these 6 countries from about 40 countries that have expressed interest in joining the bloc and 23 countries that have submitted formal applications. The fact that Algeria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Morocco and Palestine are among 23 countries that have made the same move does not necessarily mean that all of them will be accepted. Because the big BRICS will first choose who adds real power to the group that is shaping and planning a new multipolar world order in which the West has no hegemony. So that the choice of countries according to the size of their economy and political strength and geographical area in addition to their population mass and wealth of energy sources, mineral wealth and vast consumer market. Given the balance of power, the doors of BRICS are open to Egypt. Due to the geostrategic location of the country open to white and red Bahrain and linked by the Suez Canal, which is important for global trade. Egypt also has a large consumer market with more than 100 million consumers. Without neglecting the political role of its Arab surroundings, there is no evidence of this from Cairo's embrace of the headquarters of the Arab League. From Egypt, we go to Saudi Arabia, whose Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan participated in the recent BRICS Friends meeting held in Cape Town. Saudi Arabia's presence at the time was largely due to the cooling of relations with America. However, Riyadh's steps to move closer to China and Russia are still ongoing, as evidenced by Saudi Arabia's request to join BRICS. Before joining the SCO as a dialogue partner, if they talk about Saudi Arabia's strengths and winning cards to enter the BRICS, they are too clear to elaborate as the largest oil exporter. Saudi Arabia is also the largest Arab economy and the second largest Arab country in terms of area after Algeria and hosts the Islamic holy sites in Mecca and Medina. Suffice it to say that with Saudi Arabia joining the BRICS, this will increase the size of the group's economy by more than $1 trillion. The BRICS contribution reached 31, a 5% break from the global economy, compared to 30% break from 7% for the US-led Big Seven group. From Saudi Arabia to the UAE, whose situation is not much different, its desire to join the group was demonstrated by the participation of its foreign minister Abdullah bin Zayed in the BRICS Friends meeting, where he met his counterparts from Russia, Brazil and South Africa, as well as Iran. At the time, the UAE stressed its aspiration to strengthen cooperation with BRICS countries, but the UAE today may go beyond just looking for cooperation, but be part of BRICS, which is building a new global order. Especially since the UAE and Saudi Arabia have explicit support to join the BRICS, led by the Brazilian president who visited the UAE in mid-April 2023. The delegation of the Union of Egyptian Trade Unions, headed by Mr. Abdul Munaim El Gamal, participated in the BRICS summit, which is held in the city of Sochi, Russian Federation. During his speech, El Gamal expressed his happiness with the second participation of the Egyptian Workers' Union in the conference of the members of the BRICS group. He pointed out that Egypt's accession to the BRICS is a wise decision by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and a bright sign of the Egyptian state's efforts to develop its economic capabilities and freedom from hegemony and unilateral monopoly, especially in light of the economic challenges facing Egypt. The president of the Egyptian Workers' Union stressed that the union of BRICS countries is one of the most important economic blocs in the world, which has human, industrial and agricultural potential, and enjoys the power that makes its decisions a focus of global attention and influence, enhances the continuous efforts of the Union of Egyptian Workers to support and care for the interests of workers in the framework of unity and solidarity at all levels, pointing out that the Egyptian participation aims to achieve balance and common benefit within a framework of justice that achieves the wishes and aspirations of the peoples in economic and social development and a healthy climate that takes care of all aspects, without favoritism, exploitation or monopoly. During his participation, advisor Hisham Fouad, President of the General Union of Public Utilities Workers and First Vice President of the International Federation of Services, stressed that Egypt's accession to the BRICS bloc opened new horizons for labor and trade union organizations to enhance cooperation and joint international relations. Fouad called for the need to formulate a common strategy and a clear vision of trade union solidarity with the member states, and create mechanisms for dialogue that contribute to strengthening the strength of trade union organizations, their presence and their service and national role, provide employment opportunities, improve the living standards of workers and take care of their interests. Fouad added that the current geopolitical developments, conflicts and economic crises are reflected on workers in one way or another. Although talk is focused on specific Arab countries that will reserve their seat in the BRICS, many Arab countries may be joining the BRICS among 44 countries that have already expressed interest in being part of a group that seems to not stop until major geopolitical changes are made to challenge long-term dominance Americans and their dollars. Thus the beginning of a new era in global finance and geopolitics. Towards a new multipolar world order.